Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Preparation Ape, your number one place for fajita meat-inspired strip clubs. I'm DKP.
I'm Major Tom.
And, of course, we're coming at you live here at twitch.tv/ChainsawApe every single Thursday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So, this would be the part where I normally ask what's on the Residox, but now...
The Residox asks you.
Yes.
We're going to be talking about a couple of Ubisoft... I don't know. They're still in the rumors department. No, they're not official. I mean, there are things out there that help the validity of them being official, but they're not official yet. We're going to be talking about not one, but two Metroid games.
Yeah,
that are rumored.
Somehow I missed this news.
I'm excited to...
Like, I've seen all the rest of the stuff,
play-by-play.
But yeah.
And finally, we're going to play a little game I like to call E3 2016. Where are they now? Where are they now? General idea is we're just going to go over a list of all the stuff from E3 2016, all the big announcements, some of them big, some of them not, and just kind of see that worked out, or nah, that didn't really work out, or where the fuck is that, or wow, we sure cared a lot back then, and we don't give a fuck about that now. So
yeah, I mean, I'm actually kind of excited for that one.
Yeah. So yeah, kind of could be a short episode, could be a long one. We'll see. That was 7 sharp.
You better believe it. Alright,
so, hey, Canada.
Should we just fucking go then?
Let's go, baby.
Alright then. Little games, little bits. Alright, so let's talk about this.
Assassin's Creed Origins. We've heard for a while that at least for the last year or so, maybe a little bit longer, Kotaku, like they always do with Assassin's Creed games, said Assassin's Creed's going to take a year off this year. And they're going to come back next year, and it's going to be in Egypt. Well, guess what? They took a year off, and it's going to be in Egypt. Now, it hasn't been officially announced yet, but lots of evidence is supporting that. And a lot of people out there, a lot of sources are starting to leak information. I'm going to read this article from darkhorizons.com.
Yeah, really reaching for that one, aren't you?
Well, that's what I said. Like, I was talking to you earlier that I did some investigative journalism to try to find like a good article that was fairly comprehensive in terms of like the amount of the rumors and things like that.
Okay.
So I found this one. Garth Franklin.
Fuck yeah.
From Dark Horizon says, quote, Ubisoft took a year off last year from a new entry in the Assassin's Creed game franchise, with sales for the previous entry Syndicate down, and the entry before that being widely disparaged due to bugs. The next entry is something to be has to be of something of a comeback. That's how you read. If the franchise is to stay relevant. Now, WWG has posted some rumors about what will be the next Assassin's Creed. It will apparently be set in Egypt and will center around the origins of the Assassin's Creed mythos. Like Syndicate, there's dual-gendered storylines with both male and female main characters.
Thank God.
The new game will also have a non-linear story and be set in a vast open world akin to Skyrim or Fallout.
So, just to touch on something you just brought up, you heard the news that Square Enix split with Eidos, right? Or
nope.
Aya. Okay, well they did. So now maybe we'll finally get dual-gender roles in our Tomb Raider. I don't know, I can just finally connect with that character. And,
thank goodness.
Continue.
Said map will span several countries, and boat travel will make a comeback, enabling players to journey outside of Egypt to places like Greece. A first look photo has appeared on Eurogamer, hence the picture here, and confirms the boat missions, including one dubbed Assassinate the Crocodile, which you probably can't read it from where you're looking, but if you Google the picture, in the top left-hand corner you can see an objective marker, and that objective says Assassinate the Crocodile. Expect details to come out next month at E3 2017.
So, question.
Yeah.
Do we care about Assassin's Creed?
I do. Now, here's the thing. Assassin's Creed 1 was lovely. A lot of people didn't care for it. It was the same like 5 missions over and over again. Yes. But the world was incredibly well realized. The combat was very fluid. The parkour platform mechanics were spot on. Big fan of the first one. Second one took it to the next level. Brotherhood, the one after that, was really good. Mm-hmm. And then I didn't like Revelations. Didn't finish Revelations. Then 3 came out. got like 10 hours in and was bored to fuck. So they just kind of like, from that point on, since Brotherhood, they have been very inconsistent. With 3, which looks like it should have been really good, not being great. Revelations not being good, which is a shame because it's called Revelations.
I was going to say, what a shocker that
Black Flag,
what was the most cliched titled one,
yeah,
wasn't good.
yeah.
What was?
What was?
Yeah, now
It's now been usurped.
Yes, usurped. Indeed it has.
Yeah. Damn, E3's next month already? Time flies. Bro,
Fucking,
you telling me.
we're going to be talking a lot
You're
about it,
telling
man.
me. I've already started planning E3 in my head. You and I haven't communicated that yet, but we will be. That's what we're talking. We're going to be talking E3 between now and E3. So
You see, unlike the Nintendo Switch, or you know how we talked about that ad nauseum, like I'm fine talking about E3.
we're going to do it in ways like this, where we're like, where are they now? That's a good, like, we're a month away. Let's get hyped for E3. Let's talk about, a year later.
Hold on. Made a couple comments real quick.
Yep.
Mr. Kurtzane says, can we talk about how fucking gay Prey is being right now because that game doesn't want to load my goddamn games? I have the same fucking problem.
Are you serious?
It keeps freezing at one particular part.
Well, I've seen that. I've seen it online.
I almost beat the game.
Yeah.
And I can't progress anymore. So I'm just waiting until they patch it so my saves don't get fucked.
Brutal.
So yeah, man.
Yeah, that's what I hear. Idify says, I personally loved Assassin's Creed 3.
But
that's fair.
I wanted to add it in this week, actually, but I forgot to tell you. I wanted to talk about Prey, but perhaps we can do that
We'll talk
next
about
week.
it on the... Yeah, there was some stuff I wanted to talk about as well. Really want to talk about Nier. But we'll wait till our post-stream.
Okay, cool.
After that, it's kind of been hit or miss. With primarily misses. Black Flag, I know everybody really loved Black Flag. I
couldn't get into it.
I played about 8 hours of it. I really enjoyed what I played, but I got a corrupt file and I lost my save. So I started over, got to the exact same spot 8 hours in, same thing happened. So I never played it again.
Damn.
So maybe one day I'll go back and play it.
We're catching some shit for having one of these spinner things on stream.
What is that spinner doing on the stream? It helps with DKP's autism.
Yeah.
So
Major Tom showed up last night and was like, here, this ought to help you. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And he's like, bro, you haven't heard, motherfucker?
Got him a little fidgety digiter.
Stops me from chronically masturbating. This is so much better. You know?
Nothing stops you from chronically masturbating.
Although I have tried to masturbate with this already.
How'd that go?
It's not worth the effort.
Okay.
But
you heard it here first.
Idify says, I haven't had a problem with Prey on console.
That's what I hear. The console's not having the same problems as the PC.
it is.
Oh, I've heard that it's only the PC version.
That's the thing. Just because you haven't yet, hopefully you don't. Like, a lot of people, like, it doesn't happen until, like, they put in a lot of time. So, hopefully...
I haven't started it yet, so I'll hold off a little longer until we can get some patches out.
Yeah.
How about Xbox that's fucking with me, says Kurt? Where's your penny?
My penny? It's over there on the shelf. I thought I'd show Major Tom's thing some love. Alright, so let's talk about Assassin's Creed.
Yeah. Just to kind of pick up where I was talking about. Black Flag, yeah. Unity, not great. Like, I played a little bit of Unity. They had that whole co-op thing. I played some with Festus. Those are, like, Festus's favorite games. Played a little bit with Festus. Just couldn't get into it. Started Syndicate. Syndicate's, like, awesome. Just never went back and finished it. Maybe I'll do that this year, but I doubt it.
Well, Assassin's Creed to me just feels like incredibly uninspired.
That's fair.
Like it feels like
in 2007 it wasn't, but
yeah, no, I'm with you there.
It's like future shooters now. It's just come on, I'm a little fatigued.
Yeah, it's like even this one. It's like they have the checklist of like shit they need to tack off. Yeah. It's very calculated as far as like by the business for what it needs to be. For example. Like I don't mean to like draw this in like a negative light, but making sure like to do a game that they want to sell universally at this point, of course you're going to have to be able to play as either gender, like if for maximum sales, right? That seems very much like an Ubisoft decision, not because it's like, well, this would work best creatively for us. It's like all right, sales indicate like we gotta have options for make sure everyone feels included, make sure everyone can relate to the character, and it's kind of things like that have kind of been happening with it for a long time, where it feels like it's just like a mill type game. They're just churning them out, and they all, no matter how like flashy they kind of try to make them look, they always feel super uninspired.
It's understandable.
That's just my my outside perspective on. I mean, for fuck's sake, this one's called Assassin's Creed Origins. You don't get much more uninspired than Origins or Revelations.
No, it's true. And to be honest, like, make sure I don't hit the mic. To be honest, I think that to me, that's like the first time. Like, I've been really excited about the game because I'm like, okay, they're taking 2 years off. That's always kind of a good sign. They're gonna go back the farthest that they've ever gone. Like, they can tell an interesting story there, as long as they don't focus too much on the present day or future stuff. But so been excited for it. And then it's called Assassin's Creed Origins. And it just kind of like took a little bit of wind out my sails.
Like, what a terrible title.
By the way, we're either going to play this game or I'm going to send this to the Easy Allies to play. Where I say a word, like I say Origins, and then you have to tell me all the games that have the word Origins.
All of them?
Yeah.
Fuck, we don't have time.
No, we're not going to play it right now. Or, like I said, I might send it to the Easy Allies. Or, like, Revelations. Or something else that has a bunch of those types of names.
Those are, like, the worst two offenders. For, like, we don't know what to call it. We don't want to give it a numeric sequel or a numeric title, so... Alright, flip the coin. Origins or Revelations? And it's Revelations this time. Let's ship the fucking thing. So, yeah, I mean, but it's also like, why is Ancient Egypt Origins? Like, they already put out a game as Ubisoft where you play as a fucking caveman. You don't think once they've milked this teat dry, you're going to be playing as a caveman at some point? Like, in Assassin's Creed? Of course you are.
No, but you're supposed to play as, like, the original people in the Assassin's Guild. Like, the Assassins and Templars form in these games. Like, Origins is a fitting title. It's just played out.
Yes.
But Preparation Ape Origin. We actually have already done a Prep Ape called Origins.
We have.
It was episode 16, maybe? 17?
Now, going by that pattern, I bet you guys can't guess what we planned, ever since the beginning, what episode 100 would be called.
Yeah.
We'll leave it up for you to speculate.
Yep. Preparation Ape Socialism. That's next week's.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic about this. I love the idea of it being more open world. Like, I know that they're all kind of open world, but they're kind of, especially the first one was the most open of all of them. In terms of, like, you had these different cities, but everything was connected. Like, there was tons of areas in between the cities that you could travel to.
Okay, so it wasn't like Grand Theft Auto World. It was more like, I don't know. The scope and size of it was open world, but it was just segmented off with loading screens. Was the okay?
Yeah, it was like you travel through a mountain pass, and then it's this big open area, and then you travel to this other mountain pass to get to this other city.
Sure,
but it worked. I mean,
yeah. We'll give it a pass and call it open world.
Yeah, I would say more so than any of the other ones have been. They've just gotten bigger. Like, oh, look at these big buildings. It's Big Ben. Be excited. You know what I'm saying?
I guess I do, yeah.
It's Big Ben.
They need to connect the worlds already. I want Far Cry meets Assassin's Creed. Why?
No, I'd play it. Where the Templars play, like... Dude, you know, like, did you ever play Splinter Cell back in the day?
Yep.
Multiplayer? So that mercs versus spies? So it could be like that.
I always played with Zod specifically.
The Assassins play third person.
And you'd always whoop my ass at it.
Yeah, and then the Templars would play as first person. Oh, that'd be dope. I pissed Glory. Prove me wrong, brah. What's up, James? Good to see you, baby. I can't prove you wrong.
He pisses Glory, but he shits Haggis. I mean, it's... I don't know.
Bruh.
I wouldn't be bragging. So, yeah, I mean... This is weird that we've talked about Assassin's Creed for this long.
I intended to.
Well, yeah, I just didn't think I'd have much to say on Ass Creed Origins.
What are your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts are this. Festus is going to keep saying games like Prey suck.
And games like Assassin's Creed are Game of the Year.
Yep, and he's probably going to play this one and say it's Game of the Year, when it's clearly not going to be.
I think he's in the Horizon boat right now.
Yeah. That's what I think, and I don't think it's going to be like any other Assassin's Creed. It's like the Call of Duty of adventure games. It's like they come out...
So you don't think this 2 year, like, giving them an extra year on it's going to help?
I think even if it doesn't, it's still going to sell equally as good as the years before, probably. If not, well, it'll probably sell better. So, like, I don't know. I can't really say too much on it. I'm not a huge fan of the series.
Okay.
They'd have to do some really out of the box shit, revamp the entire like.
How about if they called it Assassin's Creed Origins?
I mean, it's what they're calling it. in order to get me to play it. So I mean, that's not a dig on the game. It's it's not a fan of the series. So
this week's episode is brought to you by Mountain Dew SA.
No, I thought it was a fajita meat inspired strip clubs.
No, we're the number one place for
Oh,
fajita
that's
meat
right.
inspired strip clubs, which are brought to you by Dew SA. Which, by the way, not as great as it seems like it would be.
All right, I think we should move on.
Let's move on. Far Cry, you say? Okay. So
ass ins.
this segment, topic, portion, chapter was initially called Far Cry in
Western,
the West or something
yeah.
like that, because those were the rumors. But as more information has started to reveal itself, it's looking like it might actually be modern day.
What, really?
Yeah. Allow me to read. This is from usgamer.net. Gotta find who wrote it. A gentleman by the name of Matt Kim. He says, earlier this month, the Great Falls Tribune posted a report of a film shoot in a church in Poplar, Montana. The film crew was apparently filming footage related to a video game project that's a sequel to an existing global franchise, according to LA producer Jeff Giot. Giot? Whatever. US Gamer attempted to reach Mr. Giot for comment, but were turned away. The Great Falls Tribune report goes into a surprising amount of detail regarding this video game film shoot, where a small crew arrived at the local Presbyterian church known as the Chelsea Church to shoot scenes of a man fighting with another man near a hanging bell as a train rolled on by the tracks a half a mile away. The footage is reportedly going to be used for promotional purposes, assumedly live-action trailers, as used in previous Far Cry games, such as Far Cry Primal,
Right.
which contracted the same production company as the Montana shoot. Okay? They haven't outright said that it is Far Cry.
Yeah, this is...
Yeah. It's just all kind of building. Although the office of Fort Peck Assibony and Sioux tribes tried to connect US Gamer to the Chelsea Church, the requests for comments were left unanswered. Either way, the location filming led to some rumor mongers on NeoGAF to try and suss out what exactly this video game shoot in Montana was about. While the original forum posts assumed the Montana shoot was related to Red Dead, the narrative has shifted over to speculation about Far Cry 5. The only confirmed rumor appears to be that the upcoming game's setting, both Giant Bomb and Kotaku's Jason Schreier, who only confirmed that he heard the next Far Cry is set in Montana, spoke of the game's potential setting. The rest of the speculation on the internet regarding whether the game takes place in the 19th century or will be a spaghetti western, a genre term for westerns. Not even going to quantify that. According to a recent Giant Bomb podcast, a source revealed that the game would take place in modern-day Montana, where the player plays a cop facing off against a rebel group who has taken over surrounding ranches in the area.
So it's Walking Tall, the game.
The premise echoes the 2016 occupation of Malheur National Wildlife Refuge, which grabbed national headlines. The event centered around an Oregon militia group led by Ammon Bundy as they seized the refuge and stood off against the FBI and Oregon State Police for over a month. Either way, that episode can't really be called a spaghetti western if the rumor is even true at all. Thanks to recent genre pieces such as Fargo and Hateful Eight. Yeah. It's hard to even assume what kind of game Far Cry 5 would be.
So, first off, let's hit a couple comments real quick.
Yeah.
Hannah. Far Cry.
Hannah Montana.
Ooh. Everybody says, fuck yeah, I want to see the protagonist of Far Cry kill some white supremacist Nazis. I mean, wouldn't you have to go to Germany to do that?
I think they're in other places other than Germany.
Well, I mean, like...
You have to be in Germany to be a white supremacist Nazi?
That's where I would go. If I was going to do that, that's where I would go. And I would go specifically in the 40s. Yeah. Well, because, like, what I'm asking here is, like...
Just so we're clear on this.
Is
Are you
Montana...
defending white supremacist Nazis?
Oh.
I couldn't
Is
even
Montana
say it.
known for that? Or am I missing something here?
Person says, thank you, Tommy, for pronouncing Oregon correctly.
Did you?
I call
It's not Oregon?
It's Oregon. I was just making fun of.
Who the fuck pronounces it Oregon?
I've heard it pronounced as Oregon. It's not actually pronounced Oregon, it's Oregon.
All right. Well, hold on. Maybe okay. So this, because I remember that militia group thing. Maybe that's what he's talking about.
I mean, if that's 2016, that's just last year.
Yeah, but with the last name Bundy, I mean, I don't know. The whole white supremacist thing seems plausible.
Might be. I mean, there are a lot of TV shows and movies out there right now about this, like, one man goes into this, I don't know, militia group territory and has to, like, take law into his own hands and fuck it. Like, to me, story
that's
makes
Walking
a lot of
Tall.
sense.
That's what it is.
But that's a lot of things right now.
Yeah. Well, no,
and especially,
my only
especially
question.
he's a cop.
My only question is like I feel like if I drop in the killing Nazis thing is like, is there something that I don't know about the setting that like Montana or that Bundy thing that he might have read about?
No.
Then it was just okay.
I think you're just reading into some Nazi stuff.
Well, no, because it's like, why would he say that out of context?
DKP used to look like a white supremacist. Used to look like?
Fuck you.
Jan says, can't be a Nazi in the modern German world. A new world, a clean world. Oh, shit.
Oh, they'll fuck you.
Like the other guy.
So, yeah. So, okay, here's the thing. I'm down with the Walking Tall sort of thing.
Now, dude, this sounds awesome to me.
But you can't do that in modern day. You can't fly on a gyrocopter and indiscriminately murder people in 2016. That's pretty much anywhere in the United States. You probably could get away with that in the Wild West, right?
That's why I
Back when it was like, you're a lawman, you gotta take it into your own hands.
That's why I think this game has potential to be incredibly interesting, is because not everyone is going to be a criminal. And you're not going to be able to tell right off the bat who is. So, the scenario is where you're just like, in your gyrocopter and you're driving under a bridge and there's a car over you and then you decide to fucking shoot the car off the bridge or whatever. Like,
right.
That type of scenario could have ramifications for you. So I think that there could be steps, if all of this is true, because again, all of this is just speculation. It's a bunch of people taking a bunch of pieces of information and putting them together. If all of this is true, like, they're going to have to do something dynamically different or interesting to make it work.
Yeah. I mean, personally, I just think they should do the Wild West thing. But that's just me.
I'm cool with that, but
like,
to me, this is more interesting.
Is it though?
Yeah.
Because
what games take place in Montana where you play as a cop trying to take down white supremacists?
I mean, that's canon as far as I'm concerned of what the game's going to be about at this point. Although I'm getting fucking roasted a little bit.
Yeah, you
guys can kiss my ass.
His haircut looks like the chick from Resident Evil.
What is it? Me and Idify have had fucking arguments about whether that bitch is fine or not. And the bitch from The Craft?
Oh, no, she's not.
What? Fuck you. I swear at one point you said she was.
No. There was a comment that Peb made that I really want to read.
Yeah, I'm scrolling up for it.
Seems like this would be a super politically charged topic. Why would a business want to stick its hand in that crazy? I don't think that it is going to be. I think that this whole thing where it's like the 2016 occupation of Malheur, however that's pronounced, National Wildlife Refuge, I think that's kind of a stretch or a pull. I don't necessarily think that's a direct connection or correlation to what's... Because this game has probably been in development since Far Cry 4 was finished.
I mean, I don't know. But, I mean, at the same time, like, this isn't... As far as, like, being too politically charged to where it's going to be negative, I don't think that'd be the case. Because isn't in the same way that, like, okay, if you could get away with, like, both sides of the spectrum, in Django Unchained... You're fine. But that's film, so that's different. But when you come to, like, video games, I mean, in Mafia 3, you're killing, like, KKK members. Yep. Like, there's two groups of people who you can pick that are just the most unsympathetic people. And that's why, like, Wolfenstein's so great. And that's, and that's kind of how... So, no, I don't think it'd be a political issue. If it really was, like, let's say, for example, if we're going to go by this narrative, like, you might play as, like, a Native American... It's from the Sioux tribe and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's sort of defending, I guess. But I don't think it'd be because it's not the first game to do that. So I don't think it'd be a political issue.
Jay Diggs says, "Nice haircut, DKP."
Oh, thank you.
Perfect timing.
See, everyone was complimenting me yesterday, and now they've all turned on me and reversed. And
it's just because you started defending white nationalists.
When the fuck did that happen? I was just asking for context. Be like, it's identified. You know what? I'm falling into your fucking.
You are. You
dumbass
100%
trap.
are. Do not fall into that trap.
Fuck
Pepper
you.
says he likes the haircut too. See?
Thank you.
You got your loves.
No, I get it.
See?
It don't make me laugh, but I get it.
I really like the idea of putting it in the U.S. because I'm in the USA.
Oh, in the USA, yeah.
So I love it. I love any time where a game normally doesn't take place in the U.S. and then they're like, we're putting it similar to Assassin's Creed 3. I was so excited to see the American Revolution.
Well, it's kind of like for me. Like I watched the other Rambos first, and then I was like, wait, First Blood takes place in fucking Colorado.
Yeah.
That sounds fun, and it was the best one.
But
easy.
dude, and that's kind of the thing. Imagine if this game is like fucking First Blood.
It's not gonna be. Come on.
It kind of is.
No, it's fucking. It's Ubisoft. Come on.
I mean, it's not going to be in terms of like. Obviously, they're going to take. You know, they're going to alter the story a little bit. It's not going to be you killing a bunch of cops. I mean, it might be, but I think you, like it says here, you play as a cop. So we'll see.
All right. Well, this is all speculation at this
It's all
point.
speculation.
So
My bet is this is going to happen though. Far Cry Montana, probably not called that. It'll take place in Montana. The Ubisoft E3 press conference shaping up to be mighty fine. Between this, Assassin's Creed, and Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
Oh man, between those two,
your boys getting hot and sweaty just thinking about it. DKP is the male Feruza Balk.
Good. That means I'm really fucking sexy and handsome.
Who is Feruza Balk? Is that the chick you were talking about?
Yeah. That's what that means.
Nah.
You know? All right, we moving on.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
we're at 25 minutes.
We got two more things. One of them's pretty big, though.
Yeah, one of them's going to take a while.
Okay. So this comes from Gamersplash.com, written by Noah San. There's an update to it as well. So, according to popular Nintendo YouTuber Super Metal Dave 64, 2 new Metroid games are currently deep into development for Nintendo Switch, with at least one being highly likely to be shown at E3. Dave appeared on Spawncast Saturday to share this information. According to him, Retro Studios, the guys who made Metroid Prime 1, 2, 3, and Donkey Kong Country Returns and Tropical Freeze, they have been hard at work on a new 3D Metroid Prime game. He refers to it as Metroid Prime 4, as well as a new IP. This would line up with recent reports from Emily Rogers, who she sends out leaks and rumors and all kinds of shit. She has for a long time.
Right.
Stating that the studio has been developing a new title for over 3 years. Second, Dave also mentions that another studio, Climax Studios, is developing a new Metroid game, and it's probably not going to be a 2D Metroid. He says that while both projects should be shown off at E3 this year, the Climax Studios project is much more likely to be revealed. Climax Studios has a history of 2D and 3D games. They released Silent Hill Shattered Memories,
Oh boy.
the 2.5D Assassin's Creed Chronicles.
Oh golly.
Chronicles.
Dude, that's a fucking early adopter of that fucking
Right.
shit.
Um,
Remember Tomb Raider Chronicles?
Yep. They'd be a great fit for the Metroid Prime franchise given the types of games that they have produced. This is a quote. This is not me. I don't actually know or agree with that.
Right.
This would also make sense as others have speculated that the reason that Metroid games such as Axiom Verge have not come to the Switch is that a new 2D Metroid will be coming out soon.
So, okay, I'll let you finish.
Nintendo wants to keep Metroid to itself once it's been announced to ensure no similar game competition and the most excitement around its announcement. A new pair of Metroid games would certainly be exciting, and this E3 may be the perfect time to announce one. And it says, watch the full clip discussing it here, which we are not going to do.
Yeah.
Now, an update. An update was provided. Super Metal Dave 64 has since stated that there is still a Metroid game coming at E3, but the studio may be someone else. If not, that someone that's worked with Nintendo before, if not Climax Studios. Climax Studios has denied involvement with the game on Twitter.
Okay.
Which, like,
If you deny involvement.
not necessarily. David Jaffe was like, I am not working on a
But
new
haven't
Twisted
we...
Metal.
But,
And then 2 weeks later announced a new Twisted Metal.
But haven't we both decided that David Jaffe's a fucking douchebag?
Yeah, of course he was.
So fuck that guy. Of course he would do that. No, I think since it's so close, wouldn't it be better for them to just say, or stay silent about it, rather than outright deny?
Yes, I agree with you.
So,
Unless
yeah.
you're David Jaffe.
Yeah, but like we said, fuck that guy. So, you know,
That's fair.
there's that. All right, so from what I heard, what you read, One is a Metroid Prime game.
Yes.
The other one, it said not likely to be 2D.
Not likely to be 2D.
So then they went on to say, very well could be 2D.
It could be, but it's not likely to be.
Yeah, that doesn't make me happy.
Yeah, I want it to be 2D.
Yeah.
I want the whole Metroid Prime, Metroid Fusion thing.
Why do 2 Metroids if you're not going to have one 2D to please?
I feel the same way.
You know, the large wealth of fans.
And what else doesn't make sense is if they're like, and again, I think that this Noah's Han.
We're gonna get 2 spin-offs to Federation Force. Calling it now.
Please don't. Gonna get that Blitzball or whatever it's called. No, what's it called? Blitzball is from Final Fantasy, right?
Yes, Final Fantasy X. But no, it doesn't matter.
What this guy's talking about is like, so maybe it's why Axiom Verge and other similar type games haven't released on the Switch yet. To me, he's just reaching. Because
that's probably not the case. But that being said, like I could
why not make it a 2D game?
Well, listen, that being said, I could see Nintendo doing some shit like that if they're willing to. Because hold on, like as far as just like trying to protect how their brand looks in weird ways. Yeah. Remember when they went out of their way to stop the Game Awards, giving AM2R an award? And it's like, well, why? Like,
still haven't played that yet, by the way.
Well,
it's like in my, you know how you can have all those icons down in your system tray forever, like pinned a menu, whatever it's called. I have fucking AM2R pinned. Like it looks at me every single day.
It might be the best 2D Metroid game. You should definitely give it a shot. Anyways, so all right, so let's take a couple comments real quick, then we'll move on. Not move on like the next topic, but
I'm not ready to move on.
Let's see. I'm in a coffee shop right now that can make Kirby Lane seem like Arby's.
Whoa! Don't you don't you sully the good name of Arby's?
Yeah, if Arby's corpse is here. Oof, you wouldn't be having it.
More Seamus?
Why not both take the labels off and see if they can guess them right?
Ooh.
Deep looks at the camera, you can't see his eyebrows. Believe it or not, that's intentional. Well, you can probably see it. Right? All right, so if one's 3D,
yep.
Let's just say it's Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah. Which I don't want.
What would the other one be if it's not 2D?
A shmup. A shoot 'em up.
You think so?
Yeah, okay. Maybe it is a
real-time strategy. I mean,
what? Okay, let's ask honestly. What type of genre would work other than survival horror? Because it's definitely survival horror.
Okay, yeah, no, we talked about that all the way back on the podcast like 2.5 years ago.
Yeah, give me that rated M.
Like Dead Space Metroid, yeah. It's not going to be that. Nope. I feel definitely pretty damn certain it's not going to be that.
Does Nintendo have a rated M game? I don't think so. I don't think that's not their bag.
Even if they wouldn't choose Metroid to well, okay, for one, Nintendo wouldn't venture into survival horror because just historically, like that genre doesn't do well.
Yeah, I mean, neither does Metroid though.
Well, okay, yeah, maybe they will. They'll be like, all right, guys, we found out for sure.
My
Nobody
guess is
ever wants
Dead Space
again.
outsold Metroid Prime.
I don't know about that. Yeah, probably, but it's not the case. I could see maybe like. Fuck. Which, once again, they wouldn't do this. Like a intense set-piece driven game. Like Far Cry. I'm sorry, not... what is
Uncharted.
it? Uncharted, yeah.
Or, kind of similar to what they did with that really shitty Metroid game. What was it called? Other M?
Yeah, 2.5D was what Kurt was saying.
It's kind of 2.5D, but it also then goes into moments where it's 3D.
Yeah. I don't know, man. We're going to know soon.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do 2 Metroid, you better this is the perfect opportunity to please everyone in the Metroid fan base.
You remember a few episodes ago, I was like, bro, a Metroid game will be at E3 this year.
I still don't think it's gonna happen.
I don't either, but I'm still hoping. If I pray hard enough to the Metroid gods.
And what I mean by
Ghost.
Look, like at this point, I think that there will be a game that is in the Metroid universe announced. That being said, a true Metroid game, and not like some sort of Other M or a Bandolander of sorts.
Yeah,
I wouldn't expect that. But who knows? Could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong.
We'll see. Ready to move on?
I suppose so.
All right, here's the main event. So we're going to play a game called E3 2016. Where are they now? So how it works is, I got a list here from Gamatsu of all of the E3 2016 announcements, and we're going to go through all of these announcements and just kind of say, nah, it was a bust, or that game worked out, or like, where is that thing? Whatever.
It's the only game that makes you ask, how did I get here?
So, are you ready?
I was born
Somebody hit me with an exclamation point EA, because that's where we're starting, baby.
All right.
I tell you, I'm real proud of that logo.
Yeah.
That the E3 being part of the letters. Real proud of that. Thank you so much.
All right. Now, hold on. I had a quick question, JJ. Why is that intentional? That you can't see my eyebrows?
Oh,
Because eyebrows show weakness. That's why.
is that what that is?
Yep. That's why. All right. So, yeah, I thought those were your stupid sunglasses.
No, bro.
They're
Let's
the
in the
same
car
color.
and it was raining so bad. But yes, they are the same color. They will replace the sunshades. Okay, first up, Titanfall 2 launches October 28th and adds a single-player campaign.
All right, moving on. It did well. Did all right.
Not only did it do it, like the campaign was actually really good, and the to me, and it adds a single player campaign. Do you remember when we were like, Titanfall needs to add a single player campaign, or we were like, oh man, Titanfall's gonna have a single player campaign?
I remember all the,
Yeah, and it
all the
worked out well.
transition periods
Like I thought it was a lot of fun. Not
Yeah,
as
it's
good
good.
as a lot of the internet claims it is, but still very fun.
Yeah.
Mass Effect Andromeda EA Play 2016 behind the scenes trailer. We did a.
Whew.
Do you remember when we did our like what we think, like going into 2017, what we think has the best chance of being a game we're gonna love, and then what we think has the best chance of being a game we're not gonna love? Remember when we did that?
Yeah, I haven't thought about it since.
I think
But-
mine was the one that I think that I'm going to love was Mass Effect. Like has the potential to be my game of the year. Which I haven't played yet. Still haven't played
It's
it yet.
probably bad. It's probably for the best you've waited.
Yeah. They just came out with the new face update.
They did, yeah.
And then the game that I thought was going to be a game I didn't like at all was Zelda. And it's my game of the year for sure, at least so far. What up, Neelix?
EA and Zoink Games announce Fee.
It's pronounced Faye.
It's Fee.
Okay. Do you remember this game?
I do.
I had completely forgotten about it until we started talking about it at work.
Yeah,
Beautiful art style.
It reminded me too much of Ori and the Blind Forest.
Yeah, I can see that. This one's more 3D though. It looked more like a 3D platformer.
Right. Yeah, I don't
R.I.P.
know.
Clevis.
Well, this is about where is it now, not how we feel about it, I guess. Still not out.
I mean, still, how we feel about it works too.
And, yeah, I'm not super stoked, but who knows? If it gets super well reviews, I might play it.
EA outlines their Star Wars lineup through 2018 and beyond, which we haven't heard or seen anything from them since then, except for we saw like the reveal trailer for Battlefront 2.
Yeah. Which, yeah, so not a whole lot of leeway there, but
Yeah.
it's exactly the message. Still stands.
I'm so excited to play that Amy Hennig Star Wars game, the one that Visceral's working on,
Yeah, it's
and
gonna be
Motive and everybody else. That looks like a Boba Fett type game. Neelix says got a damn good deal. Got a PS4 for $160. It's a good deal.
Ooh, ain't bad at all.
Neelix says, "What games are you talking about?" We're going through a list. These are the E3 2016, so last year's E3, all the announcements from E3 2016, and just kind of talking about where the games are, what panned out, what didn't pan out, our
What
thoughts
came out, what didn't.
Yeah.
All right, Battlefield 1 debut gameplay trailer.
with screenshots.
I don't know, what is there to say? Like, Battlefield 1's great.
Yeah, I love the campaign.
The Battlefield series does like a weird thing though, where like it comes out super fucking strong, and they release quality content updates, but no one ever talks about it.
At least not
people.
people in our circle, because they're. I mean, I know.
Well, like the game has like, a
Anecdotally, I know
dedicated
they're
fan
super
base,
popular. Exactly, a dedicated.
but
fan base.
as far as like it ever being talked about outside of that dedicated fan base after that,
Yeah.
it just kind of doesn't, which is weird. But yeah, I mean, I think I would assume it did well for DICE.
Yeah. And then finally, Mass Effect Andromeda's protagonist's name is Ryder. Sure is.
Still think it's a mistake.
Sure is. Next up, Bethesda Softworks.
All right.
Bethesda teases Wolfenstein: The New Colossus. Do you remember that teaser?
Yeah, did they though?
I mean,
It was a text teaser.
I would say that's a teaser. It was like an Easter egg teaser because it was just. I think it was Quake Champions.
Yeah, we got that.
So it was Quake Champions that was like how they were doing it. They were loading it and it looked like DOS. It just looked like a bunch of
remember
DOS
that, but
command prompts, and it was listing off all their different games. And then it got to like Wolfenstein: The New Colossus or whatever.
All right. Well, if this is Where Are They Now? It's basically it was a small line of text that said the words.
Yeah,
That's all we've got.
that's all we've got.
Hopefully more this year at E3.
Yeah. Quake Champions was announced for PC, which like I really loved Quake back in the 90s. I remember playing a lot of Quake. I was never really good at it, but just using those like jump pads and rocket launchers and shit like that was a lot of fun. But this being a free-to-play game, which I think you can buy outright as well to get more of the champions. I don't know. I'm just kind of iffy on it. And it's coming to PC.
I tried to get into the closed beta, but they wouldn't have me.
Of course not.
I guess I'm just simply not Quake material.
I guess not. James says, I'm a big Battlefield fan, and BF1 really let me down. Don't enjoy the matchmaking style, don't enjoy the gameplay. The only thing it was the graphics, but it does look so good. Game was looking awesome when I saw it on E3. I want the new God of War. Oh, God of War. Next up,
Soon we'll see more of that this year, yeah.
The Elder Scrolls Legends opening cinematic. Is that the card game?
I don't know, we can move on. 'Cause we
Elder
don't-
Scrolls Skyrim Special Edition.
Neither one of us know.
Announced for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. You know, historically, not a fan of Bethesda, Elder Scrolls and Skyrim. I still bought this in hopes that, maybe I'll play this. I think I might even buy the Switch version too, even though I haven't played it yet.
You're not going to play that one either, I promise.
I might, just because I like my
No, you're not.
Switch. No, I'm probably not. I would bet against me. Next up, Prey,
Well, you better
announced for
believe
PS4, Xbox One, and PC. We're dealing with that this week.
Which, yeah, we'll talk about that more in depth. But
Game is great.
Apart from the weird corruption file that that I encountered this morning, was on track, possibly to be my game of the year.
Okay.
That's over Resident Evil 7,
which is insane.
Yeah, that's so very good. But we'll talk about it more in depth at a later date.
Ultimate Cartoon says, I'll have 2 number 9s, a number 9 large, a number 6 with extra dip, and number 7,
smoke.
2 number 45s,
2
1
number
cheese,
9s, number 9 large,
and a large soda.
number 6 the extra dip, and a large soda.
Next up, Doom Unto the Evil multiplayer DLC announced.
Yeah,
Didn't remember that. Don't care.
Doom single player is great, but
So
we can move on.
Dishonored 2 debut gameplay trailer and a collector's edition announced.
All right, where are they now? Dishonored 2. Absolutely fucking brilliant game. Did that come out last year or this year?
No, it was.
No, yeah, that's right. Yeah,
It came out.
It's
I think it was
squeaked in
November
last year.
11th, like the same day as Watch Dogs 2, maybe.
right. What's going
What's
on,
up, my
Ultimate
bearded
Cartoon?
dudes? What up, cartoon baby?
So yeah, where is that now? It came out, was extremely successful, and was great.
All right, we
you
got
haven't
quite a
played
few
it,
Xbox games.
do
So
so.
moving on to Microsoft and Xbox. Xbox One Slim model announced.
All right.
They look cool, but the moment they announced it, 10 seconds later, they announced the fucking Scorpio. I was like, Gears of War 4 coming to PC and cross-buy with Xbox One. Did you play through Gears 4?
I have not yet, no.
I enjoyed it. It was really solid. But looking back on it, I'm kind of, over Gears. I don't know. I don't want to say I, grew out of it, because I don't really grow out of things. I still love, Mario and stuff. It's just that type of game does not appeal to me like it did.
Yeah,
It's fucking fun. It's great. It just doesn't resonate with me the way it
I'm
used
just not sure that cover-based shooters are exactly what I want to jump into again. Games that are specifically hey, we're not, on accident, a cover-based shooter.
Yeah.
We're a cover-based shooter. And it's
Fast and Furious type of popcorn movie type thing where it's just
yeah.
dudes and guns.
So where's the Resident Evil 2 remake?
badasses. Don't ask.
Well, official DKP response. If it's not revealed at E3, it's vaporware. As much as it pains me.
Yep. Killer Instinct adds General Ram from Gears of War. Did you play Killer Instinct, the Xbox One?
No, I didn't.
Me either. Forza Horizon 3 announced for Xbox One and PC. Now, that's a game I'm mad I haven't played more. I fucking love Forza Horizon. And Forza Horizon 3, the 5 hours I did play, were incredible. James says, Xbox said they'd put DayZ on the store. What the fuck happened to that, huh? Punk-ass microdicks.
Microdicks.
Next up, Recore launches September 13th. Now, that was a big disappointment. Like, the first half of the game was great. Second half was hot garbage. Xbox 2 had clubs, arena, and more. I remember being insanely excited about that and then just, like, not partaking in any of it.
Fair enough.
Inside is coming to Xbox One and PC on June 29th. I played it on PS4. And it was great.
Almost completed the game, but then got distracted with something else.
Senpai Tomato played through it a couple days ago.
Yep.
Really enjoyed it. Gwent, the Witcher card game, announced for Xbox One and PC.
All right.
Great.
Ironically, and I'm one of the few people who played through The Witcher 3 and loved it, but didn't get into Gwent. And I feel like I really fucked up.
I tried Gwent. I don't know. It was all right.
Like, I feel like I really fucked up because there's there's so much potential to change the story and have weird, funny moments. But guys getting decapitated, I'm like, wait, hold up, you gotta get time for a round of Gwent. Shit like that, and it's well, just didn't do it.
No, bro, the world's about to end. I don't have time for a round of fucking Gwent. And if I said I could tell you this, the two Xbox games I'm looking most forward to: State of Decay 2, finally adding multiplayer in Crackdown 3. Those games are my jam. Mirage Leonardo says, can't wait to play Scale. Oh, wait.
Yeah, that's
Got him!
Ultimate Cartoon says, will it be a Metroid or F-Zero game? I would not count on F-Zero.
Yeah,
maybe Metroid, we just talked about it, but
yep.
Nothing confirmed yet.
We Happy Few launches via Xbox One game preview Steam Early Access on July 26th.
Wow, was that not the biggest fucking disappointment?
No, but bro, almost 1 year ago when it was announced,
that was most anticipated.
This is the best looking game from the Microsoft press conference. This looks incredible.
Yeah, this is the next BioShock. This is the next. Oh my god! I remember I streamed that the first day it came out.
What was the big issue with it? Is it's like a
it wasn't. They didn't tell people.
It's like a simulation or some shit.
They didn't tell people outright that it's open world, crafting based.
Yeah.
You have to manage your hunger, your sleep. And it was released in such an early access state that the game could be fucking great today.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll ever go back and play it though.
Specifically, Neelix, June 10th is when E3 stuff will kick off. And you can watch it here with us on twitch.tv/ShaneSide.
Indeed you can.
Yeah, We Happy Few, man. What the fuck? Next up, Dead Rising 4, announced for Xbox One and PC. I was one of the unhappy few.
That's good.
Mirage Leonardo says, I wish we could get an actual true Devil May Cry 5 and not just DMC Devil May Cry. I feel you on that, fam.
I feel that way about a lot of series.
Yeah. Dead Rising 4, did you play through it?
Didn't beat it. I think didn't I let you borrow it, actually?
You did let me borrow
it.
And when it was right after I had my surgery and I was really drugged out, and I played through the whole thing and I don't remember a single bit of it.
Hey, man. That's how you know it's good.
Right? I played through 5 games while I was sick. Or not sick, just recovering. Just on a lot of really strong drugs.
Yeah. So, a lot of people were pissed off at Dead Rising 4. And I feel like I'm just one of the average consumers when it comes to that game. Because people who were super fans of the ones before it basically said that it didn't have the spirit that the other ones did.
There were two major, well, at least one that I can recall, major things that they changed. One of them, and the big one that I can think of, was they took away the timer.
Yep.
Oh yeah, and they changed the way the AI worked with partners to where they don't follow you around anymore. They just
you just kind of send them.
Yeah.
I mean, there were other things that people were complaining about.
Those are the two things that I can recall.
I enjoyed it, but I'm not a super fan of the series, and I will trust those who are.
Yeah.
In saying that it's been kind of, I don't know, it's lost its way.
The only thing I remember about that game, two things. Number one, when you're in the final boss fight, it's in the food court, and you have to strike things with electricity or some shit.
Well, I thought that was a lovely story.
Yeah, thank you.
And you tell it so well.
The other piece was a part
enthusiasm.
where you're in a neighborhood and there's all these houses, and you have to run around and inspect or investigate all the houses.
I remember that. Here we go. Scalebound coming to
PC. Here's a multiplayer trailer.
So, all right. Here's where they fucked up with Scalebound.
Not gonna work here anymore.
I'm gonna tell you a very brief story. When Jet Set Radio came out. I thought that was
a Jet Set Radio story. Yeah.
It's briefly, I thought that was the coolest fucking shit ever. Right? I thought it was the most rad. I wanted to be those cool fucking graffiti, running from the cops, people. Yeah. And the main character, if you remember, had like a big set of fucking like cans on his head, like as far as like headphones.
Yeah.
And I remember I had some rollerblades. I put them on and put some headphones on, and I looked in the mirror and I was like, "Oh my god, no! Oh my god, no!
This is perfect."
It's like I look like such a fucking douche. And I never rollerbladed again, and I've never worn a pair of headphones since.
Well, there you go.
But that is relevant because that's all I could think of when I was watching the Scalebound trailer. These dudes killing dragons and shit.
Yeah.
And wearing these goofy fucking like giant headphones, and it's like, no, this doesn't like. If I was like 12 years old again or 11 years old, this might be cool. But dude, as an adult, like.
I thought it looked pretty cool, except for that particular E3. It was like a boss fight with a giant crab, of course. But yeah, we got a lot to cover, and we don't have a lot of time. So next up,
it's dead. Just for anyone who didn't catch that,
it got canceled. Sea of Thieves gameplay reveal. That's Rare, the guys who made some of the greatest games of all time: GoldenEye, Donkey Kong Country.
That hasn't come out yet, right?
No, that's going to come out this year. Could be fun. I mean, Rare is not the team that used to be, but yet your hair looks like it came out of the Scalebound world.
You can't have it like 90 different places, all right?
Fucking got him. Next up, State of Decay 2 announced for Xbox One and PC. I was talking about that. Did you play State of Decay, the first one?
Nope, never got into it.
It's pretty cool. It's a zombie sim kind of thing.
I think I confused it with State of Emergency. Which
no,
I didn't like.
No. Zombie sim, and that like you have to like survive, and you have to like build barriers and stuff around the cabin.
That series. I streamed it once.
Like build up a cabin, then you have to go out and find survivors and bring them in, and then you have to keep them fed and stuff like that. I don't really like those types of games, but that one was pretty cool. And the sequel is going to have multiplayer, so.
The first one. Comments real quick. James says, "Didn't Rare do a GoldenEye remake?"
I don't think Rare did it.
There was a fan one released on Steam.
There was also a remake that came out on the Wii.
Hey, shut the fuck up, man.
And then they did like GoldenEye Reloaded or some shit.
Here's what I'll say to that. Whatever version of GoldenEye that you're looking for that plays as good as the original and just looks great, it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
Hope you have good memories.
Sea of Thieves looks fun. Once again, that's still not out, right?
No.
And their cringy, scripted presentation of it didn't help. But I do trust Rare. Yeah. I'm with you on Dino Crisis. Remakes or remasters, yeah. So, yeah.
State of Decay 2. i5 says it'll be better with multiplayer. Dino Crisis would be cool. Next up, Halo Wars 2 launches February 21st. Did it?
Well, Mr. Kurtzan was fucking soaked.
It actually did launch.
I know it did. Just mundane sales, and don't expect Halo Wars 3 is what you're saying?
Not necessarily any of that. I'm not doom and gloom on it, but it's just like it didn't make a splash at all, which is not too surprising.
I wouldn't have known it released if Mr. Kurtzan wasn't talking about it.
Yeah. GoldenEye remakes are like McDonald's
Szechuan sauce.
Szechuan sauce. The only place you can get it is in my memories. Right? Next up, Microsoft announces the Project Scorpio. Of course, the next console. We're going to hear a lot more about that. We did an analysis on it a few prep apes ago. Maybe not an analysis. We reacted to someone else's analysis. Crackdown 3 was delayed into 2017. Is it? My guess is it'll be a Scorpio launch title. Phantom Dust, the original Phantom Dust, is getting a port or something for Xbox One and PC. And then Dead Rising 4 is a 1-year timed exclusive to Microsoft platforms. So this holiday you'll be able to get it on PlayStation.
Yep. All right.
Maybe the Switch. Next up, Ubisoft. Ghost Recon Wildlands launches March 7th. I picked that up. I like Ghost Recon games. When Festus was in 2 weeks ago, he and I played it for one night, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't heard anyone talk about it, but it's been at the top seller list on Steam, like, since it released.
It's a lot of fun.
So, it's gotta be doing well.
There is no way, there is not an ounce of that game that would be fun without people to play with, though.
Really?
It would be one of the most boring games ever if you were just doing it by yourself. But playing it with friends, like, there was a scenario, I'll try to keep it short, scenario where he and I both tackled 2 separate missions at the same time, and they were like, we'll meet up in the middle. And one of our missions took significantly longer, so he was coming to where my mission was because it was taking longer. And as I am in a helicopter, like blasting these dudes, he's on a dirt bike, and I just see him like fly up.
Helicopter blowing these dudes.
He just like hits a ramp and then flies up and just like crashes into the side of a building and gets out and just starts mowing everybody. Incredibly funny.
Listen,
it's got cool
ain't
moments.
nobody gonna blow a bunch of dudes in a helicopter without me.
Yeah,
Let's do this. Let's blow this peanut stand and these dudes.
Yep. James says, I don't think Dino Crest would work in the modern day. I love them, but they're B-movie bad, and I don't see that working in gaming much these days.
It could work.
Idify says, who would have thought people
Or we need a
wearing
gritty reboot.
tracksuits modern day? But there you have it. And then James says, Defy. I'm just jelly. You can't fill a tracksuit.
South Park: The Fractured But Whole
Launches December 6th.
No, it doesn't.
Nope.
All right, Eagle Flight.
Eagle Flight, probably my favorite VR game. Incredible.
Really?
First time I spent more than like 4 hours at one time in a VR like helmet. So fun. Star Trek Bridge Crew announced for VR. That comes out this month, so be on the lookout for that. For Honor launches February 14th. I wish I would have played that. I know you tried it, you couldn't get into it.
I bought the gold edition. I dropped $100 because I thought like this is the.
It seems like a game you would get into.
Well, listen, like Dark Souls PvP,
Yeah.
I absolutely like fucking was obsessed with, and it's like, all right, this is a game that should,
Yeah.
as far as I thought, like have the same kind of feel, same person,
Same kind of hooks in you.
the same personal fucking encounter with each person, to where like it really feels personal, like you son of a bitch, and just somehow like just fucking didn't do it for me, like at all.
Yeah.
I think it was part of the controls, but yeah.
Next up, Grow Up announced for PS4. I mean, I remember it, but I didn't remember it until I just read that. So
I still don't remember it.
it's like a platformer. It's a sequel.
All right.
Trials of the Blood Dragon was announced, and it was dropped the moment that it was announced. It's out now.
Very meh.
I thought it was okay, like a 6.5.
I mean, it was good for the trials parts, but
trials parts were great.
The unnecessary you're on foot parts were
They were
kind of
terrible,
what
and the
ruined it.
cartoon cutscenes were terrible. But the
Agreed.
music was rad. The trial stuff was really good. Like being able to use an Uzi while you're on a motorcycle, super dope. Helix says, For Honor was so awesome at the start, but when you mastered the combat, it was boring. Still need to play it.
That's also
For Honor,
what I
a
heard.
game that lacks honor.
Ooh.
Watch Dogs 2, E3 2016 gameplay walkthrough. That's a game I still want to play. I heard it was really good. Like, they said it did to Watch Dogs what Far Cry 3 did to Far Cry. That's what I've heard.
All right, well, have fun with that.
I hope to. Ubisoft announces open world action sports game Steep. That was what they closed the show with.
I think fucking blew doors down when it came out.
Yep. And then,
Gaming has never been the same since.
and then finally, Yves Guillemot said Beyond Good and Evil 2 is still on the way.
And it's still
Oh,
on
is
the
it?
way, I guess.
Oh, is it? Next up, it's PlayStation. Horizon Zero Dawn launches February 28th.
Still
that game is
yet to
fucking
play
good.
it, but I hear it's great.
It's real good. World of Final Fantasy launches October 25th. That game is ridiculous. Super silly. It's like a Pokemon type thing, but you stack all the creatures on top of your head, and it looks
Yeah.
overwhelmingly silly. Kingdom Hearts 2.8. Trailer to release. Wait. The game is supposed to come out June 8th. I have that. I also have that 1.5, 2.5. Never played through a Kingdom Hearts game. That's also in my Walk of Shame game Hall of Fame thing.
Oh, very good, yeah. I'm familiar with it.
Have you played through the Kingdom Hearts games?
No, I've told the story why I haven't many times.
Have you?
Yeah.
Are you that anxious to move on that you won't?
No, it's just
Tell me why.
I was more hyped for the first one than probably you've heard this story before, probably than any game before it.
Oh, I have heard this story.
Yeah,
Your brother.
we were playing through it together,
Yep.
and I was loving it. And then I went to school one day, and he almost beat it when I came home, and I was like, "Well, fuck this game. My save's gone.
One
Took
day-
20 hours up to it.
One day you're
I
going to
never
come
played it
home,
since.
and I'm going to be sitting on the couch, and you're going to walk in and be like, "Hey, what are you playing?" And I'm going to go, "Waiting for you, bro." And I like tap the seat, and it's like the Kingdom Hearts 1 like starting screen, and I just like hit start.
I'd be like, I don't want
And then you're like, "I don't want to do
this."
this," and then I look over and you go,
Like the Indian. So yeah, like so I have told that a couple times. Not if you've definitely heard it. But yeah. So no, I haven't played it. Still think
I have heard this.
I'm missing out. And probably will go back and play it at some point.
Next up, strategy game Tethered announced for PlayStation VR. Sure was. Next up,
That's good.
You almost lost your burr. Strategy game Tethered, already did that. Akiba's Beat and Fate Extella coming to North America. I've heard things about those.
Ah, yes. I get that reference.
Summon Night 6 coming to the West in early 2017. I don't think it actually did. I've never seen it or heard of it. Kingdom Hearts 2.8 launches in December. Didn't we just read that? No. It was a trailer that's coming June.
Oh.
Touhou Ginso Wanderer coming to the West in early 2017. That did actually happen. Volume Coda, which is a VR version of Volume. Tertiaire Studios announces Static for PSVR. Never heard of it. Gran Turismo Sport E3 2016 trailer. Yep. Koei Tecmo announces Berserk, which I heard isn't that great. I watched the anime semi-recently. It was cool. Bound launches August 16th. Man, that game was disappointing.
That's what I hear.
Very disappointing. Abzu launches August 2nd. I hear that's great.
Never actually played it.
It's free. Well, it is a subscription benefit for PlayStation Plus for the month of May.
Yep.
So if you have PlayStation Plus, you can go download it right now. God of War for PS4 was announced.
And nothing since.
Nope.
So,
but the rumors are it comes
year.
out this September. That we're going to get a bunch of big blowout reveals at E3 and...
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Now that I think about it, it does sound familiar.
Yep, told you.
Ben Studio announces Days Gone.
Days Gone.
For PS4.
Days Gone.
My guess is we'll probably get that this year. Last Guardian launches October 25th. It did not. It launched December 6th. To massive critical acclaim by some people. And to others, it was hot garbage.
Okay, never mind. You're spinning this in such a weird way, but no, you're fair. You're just fair.
Massive critical acclaim.
Detroit, Come and Some Humans, nothing since. The new David Cage game.
Yep. Farpoint announced for PlayStation VR. That comes out next week. Batman Arkham VR announced for PlayStation VR. That
just came out on PC as well.
Crash Bandicoot 1, 2, and 3 fully remastered for PS4. That comes out June 30th. It looks really great.
Yep.
Sony and Kojima Productions announced Death Stranding.
Boy, did they.
They sure did.
And I've watched... Just a quick aside, there are like 2 videos out there that equal like 4 hours long about some guy detailing a conspiracy for how it's Silent Hills. I don't believe it, but the links that this guy went to tie this shit together is very impressive. Just Google Conspiracy Death Stranding, you'll find it.
I'll have to watch it one day. Sony and Insomniac Games announced Spider-Man for PS4 as a PlayStation exclusive. And that's very cool.
Hopefully we'll see more on that.
What can I download for PSN now? Abzu. If you have PlayStation Plus, go download Abzu. And Telltale Tales from the Borderlands while you're at it. Sony and the Tange Gentlemen announced Here They Lie.
Sony and the Trans Gentlemen?
Gentlemen. Tangential? Man.
Oh,
okay. Gravity Rush 2, which I really want to play that. I think I might play that after New Year. We'll see.
Think so?
Summer Lesson. No idea. Fault Milestone 1 and Rabby Ribby, which I think that Rabby Ribby is about to come out.
Man.
That's a Senpai Tomato game if I've ever seen one. Q-Rare Magic Library, never heard of it. Shin Godzilla PSVR, coming October 13th in Japan.
Yep.
Nier Automata launches early 2017. It did, and it's fucking awesome. Almost done with it. Robinson the Journey, Neo's second demo due out in August.
How's Neo doing?
That game.
Doing great.
That game's great. Still haven't finished it yet.
I haven't finished it, but
Tales of Berseria.
Fucking doing great.
Tales of Berseria came out January 26th, the same day as Yakuza 0 and Resident Evil 7. Psychonauts in the Rhombus of Ruin. That's a VR game. Let It Die. This is all PlayStation. This shit's ridiculous.
God, that shit fucking... What a disappointment Let It Die was.
Some people really liked it.
Well, there's 2 things about it, real quick, and I'll be super quick about it. 1, I did not know it was free to play, which that killed all my excitement for it.
Yep.
And 2, I played it. I stood in line at PlayStation Experience to play it, not knowing it was already out, and then was like, you know what? This is probably an early alpha build. It has potential to feel and play really great.
Yeah.
And then when I realized that's how it actually plays, and it's free to play, it's fuck.
Dragon Quest Builders launched October 11th. Really good. Hope it comes to Switch. Yakuza 0 got a gameplay trailer. Square Enix is not ruling out a Kingdom Hearts PS4 collection. Clearly, it came
Damn,
out.
Sony released a bunch of shit. Okay.
Right? Gravity Rush 2 gameplay, Hatsune Miike Project Diva X gameplay, Akiba's Beat, Legend of Heroes, Trail of Cold Steel 2, Tahu, Scarlet Curiosity, blah, 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 King of Fighters, Final Fantasy 12 The Zodiac Age, getting a remake, Indigo Prophecy coming to PS2 on PS4 July 18th.
Is it?
Of
Still?
last year. It's already
Oh.
out. And that's pretty much it. Persona 5 had a bunch of news. It comes out February 14th. It's already out. Supposedly it's incredible. Nintendo,
Let's
Story of
roll through this
Seasons,
shit quickly.
Trio of Towns, Harvest Moon, Skytree Village, Breath of the Wild got a bunch of information. Like the title Breath of the Wild. Which,
Indeed.
by the way, that game is so good. I was so wrong about that game. I've never been more okay with being wrong about something.
Glad.
Ace Attorney, Spirit of Justice, got a demo. Shin Megami Tensei 4 Apocalypse. Mario Party Star Rush announced for 3DS. Don't put Mario Party games in the 3DS.
No, don't.
Just put them on the Switch and stop making anything for 3DS already. Dragon Quest VII comes out September 16th. I picked that up. Never played through a Dragon Quest game. I really liked it. Got about 20 hours in. Then I read online that it's a 140-hour-long game. So I stopped playing it.
That's fair.
Yeah. Paper Mario Color Splash comes out October 7th. Game I was so excited for. Never played. And Nintendo teases a new kind of Mario by going back to the 64 ones. And
All right.
that's it.
Man. You know, seeing that list, I didn't feel this way when I watched the Sony presser last year. But if I just had to read up a list, I'd be like, damn.
All that was
Quality,
not just the
quality
precedent.
over quantity.
All
But-
that wasn't just the precedent. All that, like, Toho, Wanderer, none of that stuff was in the precedent.
Okay, but I didn't feel like it was a bunch of shit that
There's a
did.
bunch of VR stuff, God of War, Resident Evil 7.
Yeah, no, they did not.
It was an
get that far.
incredibly good conference.
What can I download from PSN now? I think it was Abzu. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, that brings us to a close. We will have our post stream in roughly 1 hour from now.
We normally go at 8:30. We're going to push it back a little bit. We're going to give us a little bit of time to rest before we start diving deep.
Rest. Here, do the tongue thing. No, it doesn't matter. But rest.
Yeah, we're going to rest.
So yeah, we will be back in an hour, 9 o'clock, roughly 9:05, Central Standard Time. Apart from that, hopefully you guys enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. I was hoping the last segment would have been a little bit better. It wasn't bad. It was just a bunch of nonsense.
We are trying to keep to a schedule,
We are.
and
But there was a bunch of nonsense there that wasn't worth reading about.
yeah, it happens.
It's okay.
We're doing this shit live. Fuck it, we'll do it live.
You live and you learn.
Yep.
And you get loves. If you want to learn more about us, you can go to chainsawhype.com, get more information on all of the places you can find us. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'd appreciate it. Prep Ape is uploaded there whenever the hell we do it. Right now, we're officially, as of the end of this episode, we're 2 behind. So by the end of the night, last week should be up.
Yep.
And hopefully it won't take as long. But the way that we're editing them now, it takes a little bit longer. So, which is not to say that they're worth it, but they're in HD now, which is great. Has a theme song, all that fun stuff. You can follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/ChainSawHeap, see when we go live. You can join the conversation, join the group, chat with us. We're all in there. All 5 members of Chainsaw Heap, plus our incredibly cool community. So join us there. And then, of course, if you want some ape swag, go to cafepress.com/apeshop.
Yeah. And even if you hate us, I mean, art's pretty cool. I think. Maybe you just want it anyways.
Yeah. And
All
if
right.
you really like the old stuff, the old art, or if you have no idea what we're talking about when I say old art, check out the Ape Shop.
Yeah, do so. But all right,
HJ Diggs.
we will be back in an hour. Until then, yeah, Pep says fun stream. Last segment started off strong, but drug a bit towards the end.
True story.
He can't win them all. We tried to, but we lose pretty fucking frequently. But hey, man, live and you learn.
Then you get
No,
lost.
I knew you were gonna fucking say it. All right, but we want to be back in an hour. We gotta go now.
Yep.
All right,
I made your time.
DKP. We'll see you guys here soon.